Islam is very strong. Islam is what 90% of the people identify with, and yet Islam is very different than the Islam we think of in the United States. As Christy said, it's an Islam which is open, tolerant. In some ways, it brings in more traditions than it pushes out. Islam in Senegal, in particular, is a place where people have found interesting, exciting ways to bring together a world religion and local traditional cultural practices in ways that are quite profoundly different from what we'll see in what you see in Saudi Arabia or Afghanistan or Indonesia or other Muslim parts of the world. This, by the way, is called the Grand Mosque at Touba, which for Senegalese Muslims is Mecca. This is the holy place of the founder of the most important sect within Senegalese Islam. Of course, we're going to see a place where dance and music are profoundly important as forms of expression, but also as ways of bringing the community together. We're going to be in places where, as Christy said, democracy has really flourished. Senegal is the oldest democracy in Africa, and Mali is one of the youngest and one of the most vibrant. And I put Nelson Mandela up there to remind us in some ways that in spite of everything that Africans have been through, the idea of freedom, the idea of human rights and human dignity remain extremely strong. And Mandela is not just a symbol for South Africans, but a symbol for West Africans and all Africans of the effort to do something about that desire for freedom and justice. Commerce, trade, business have very, very long histories where these scenes of the marketplace that you'll see today in Bamako, that we'll see in Mopti, that we'll see everywhere, of people selling little things and making little things, these are long historic traditions in West Africa. West Africa is a place where capitalism is vibrant and alive down at the local level, where everybody's a small business person trying to make it and trying to be entrepreneurial. And in this way, Africans are just like Americans in that they really want to find a way to be productive and to make a good living. And we will see a place where family is incredibly important and where the sense of bonding between parents and children, but also among extended family, grandparents, uncles, aunts, cousins, helps provide really the whole fabric for what makes sense in African societies and how people behave and how they understand ease. They had 2 legs and 2 arms and 2 eyes and a nose, but they didn't fit what Europeans understood human beings to be at the time. And so they had to invent a distinction within human beings, which is this distinction that we know as race, black, white, to explain why some people could look like human beings but not fit what Arendt thinks human beings are expected to be like. And I'll just give you a quote from what she says. Grab a bit of water here. She says, what made them different from other human beings, this is the Boers, the Dutch settlers thinking about black South Africans, was not at all the color of their skin, but the fact that they behaved like a part of nature. What she means here, what's really important, is that Africans seemed to live in nature and not change nature much. And this is not historically factual at all, but the imagination was that they lived in the jungle or they lived in the savannah. They didn't build enduring structures, they didn't build states and empires, and all they did was live off the fruit of the land. And for Arendt, she says, this made it impossible for Europeans to make sense of them as human beings. They look like human beings, but they seem to be in nature, and they don't make an impact on the nature around them.